recording started because we've already gotten a little bit into the session. I was gonna wait till
Mhm.
we started, but it's fine. So with Doctor Strange, we don't have to spend the whole session on him, obviously, because you're not playing him. But just to make sure you know him, do you know your whip tech? Throwing in whips between your shots.
Uh,
No.
no,
Or
I don't think
no.
so.
So you actually, because of, so notice how you have a really long delay between each of your shots. It's a long
Yeah,
enough delay to where you can actually fit in a whip between each of your shots. So look at the difference. Oh, are you watching the stream?
yeah,
All right, cool. So look then at how you can with your whip tech. So this is normal shots. 1, 2, 3, 4 to kill, right? On a squishy target. But if you add in your whips between each shot, you can actually kill them in basically 2 shots there. Or two, and then sorry, 2 in a third one there. Um, so is a lot more efficient to get kills because each whip is getting an extra what is it, 30 damage in or something like that. Those are
yeah.
25. Yeah, so each whip
I
is
think it's
getting an
a
extra
melee is
20.
like 30.
So that means that in a person's health bar, getting those whips in is getting you basically an extra 60 damage in, which can be very good. Your whip also has a decent range on it, so look how far back you can actually use this from. So you can use it from about that's like 5
Yeah, it
meters
looks like
there.
5 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, very highly recommend just getting into the habit of meleeing in between your shots if they're within range of it, and that's gonna be a really good tech for you. Also, I mean, I don't know, I haven't seen your Doctor Strange gameplay, but just make sure that you're using your what do you call it? Your dark magic, your accumulation of it, and your Maelstrom of Madness, your E. Make sure, or sorry, you're on console. I forgot about that. So just make sure that
Dark
you're,
magic. Is that the explosion?
yeah, the explosion. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
make sure to like a good strategy is to charge it up, kind of like off tanks and stuff like that, and then to try to use it on the squishier characters. And you can, if you get in, so if you get up to 100%, this is give you like your one tap combo. Sorry, I accidentally went overboard there. If you get up to 100%, um, then you can whip. You can use it with a whip melee and basically get somebody down to 0 off of that. You can one tap them. So 100% whip melee, and that's your one tap combo. So that's why you want to be primarily using it like on squishier
On the
characters.
tanks, and then go to the. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
tanks will be able to tank it, and it's not going to do as much to them. Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Cool. And then your ultimates.
That one I usually wait till like I'm charged up on my what's it called a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. Yep. Because it's
I
a
will
really good
say I've had
combo.
some bad ults though, because they kind of like just see it coming,
Yeah. Really
and
good.
that's one of the things.
So one of
Go
the
ahead.
one of the ways that I've seen like higher level stranges get around this is very good strategy. Is you can your shift, if you use it and then kind of cancel it, you can basically like fall in on top of their heads. So you can like do this and just like drop it on top of their heads with it, and it becomes a lot harder to see and predict
Mhm.
when if you like fly in and drop on top of them.
Yeah, I
So
guess it's like trying to like of being out of line of sight for just a second.
yeah.
I think I need to do that because
I
with
s
mine, like I'll do that fly up, but they see it from a mile away, and I don't really give it time in between.
Yeah, for sure. All right. And then were there any supports or any other characters that you wanted to like quickly look at some tech things on?
Um, Not in particular. I was looking at my history. I do have my last game. I actually did play tank and DPS. I guess we could look at this game.
Sure. Oh, one other thing with Strange is like shield hopping. So if you're holding shield, notice how that slows down your movement. But if
Give me
you,
1 second. Let me go back to your stream.
yeah.
Okay, I'm back on.
So if you're holding your shield, so let's say you're trying to approach you're trying to run in or back out quickly, right? Um,
Yeah.
if you, so this is like a tech from Overwatch. If you walk it in slowly. Just look how slow you end up moving, and then your shield just gets shredded in that time that it takes you to
Hmm.
walk forwards. But if you don't shield, well, then obviously your team's gonna get shredded. So a way to balance so you move forward quicker, but also your shield
Blocking
isn't
some
getting yeah,
damage.
you're blocking some damage, but your shield isn't getting shredded because it gets dispersed among you and the shield and your team, and then your team can kind of heal it up because you're taking less damage. Is you do the shield hopping where you jump and then shield and then jump and then shield and then jump and then shield, and this actually lets you close the distance quicker. You can also do
I've
this
actually seen people
backwards.
do that, and I just never knew. I guess yeah, that makes sense
Yeah. So you keep
because
the
it's way
momentum.
faster.
Yeah, you keep the momentum, and it's gonna be when you want to push quickly or back quickly. So if you're trying to take space while pushing in, do that. If you're trying to back up quickly, you don't want to use it if you or your teammates are like 1 HP, obviously. But you want to use it if you're trying to take space or give up space fast, without getting shredded in the meantime.
Hmm.
Also, if you're at a distance where you can't do your whips, another thing you can do is use your shield in between your shots because of that delay. So we can shoot shield, shoot shield, shoot shield, and that's another tech you can use if you're poking from a distance.
That's one thing I noticed. I don't use my shield as much. I
Yeah,
play around corners,
yeah,
and then I only use it when like it's a dire situation, and
yeah. Which
think
is
maybe using it a little bit more.
Which it's good to not rely on it and to not waste it, but it's also you want to get value out of it, right? So it's a
Hmm.
balance they have to try to find and whatnot.
Yeah, because when I tank, I try and focus on my LOS more than anything.
Yeah, yep, which is good, but you also have to remember as well, and I think I can struggle with the
The
same thing.
team.
Yeah, you also have to remember the team because they're not all going to be out around the corner too. So I can struggle with that on tank where I go, oh well, I'm using cover, I'm fine, and then my teammates are dying next to me.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Because I think about it, and then I'm like, there's me and like a healer, and I'm just like, oh shit. Well, everyone's dead.
Yep.
Let me try and back up.
Yep. Were there any other characters? Because we just talked about a bunch of strange tech.
No, it's really. I really recently this season I've just been using Strange, Namor, and then whenever they ask me to play support, I mean I kind of stopped playing Psylocke
Yeah,
altogether.
I gotcha. What supports do you play? What support?
For support it's either Mantis, Luna, uh, basically those two because
Okay.
one of the two aren't used, or Rocket, but Rocket's kind of
Yeah.
he's more of like a heal bot than anything.
Yeah. Mantis. Just I mean, with her, just quick stuff. We don't have to look at your gameplay, but make sure that you are aiming head level so you can get headshots since they refresh your leaves.
I've noticed that like her act like when you shoot with her, it's like delayed.
Because it's
I
a
don't.
projectile.
Yeah, that's the one thing I need to get her like shot down because it's kind of like I'll either hit every single shot or I'll miss every
Yeah.
single
Which
shot, and
is
I'm just one of those things where
Which
I
is
gotta.
why being closer is going to be easier to land it, because from a distance it does the same amount of damage, but it's really difficult to land. So being closer is definitely going to make it easier, but also you got to lead your shots too. So if they're moving, you got to aim ahead of where they're moving instead of on top of them.
Yeah, that's one thing going from like a Namor or something like that, going from that where it's a little bit more quicker to going to support. I'll notice that my shot is lacking when it comes to that switch.
Yeah, definitely. So keep crosshair placement. We talked about that with Namor, but just make sure you're getting those headshots in since they refresh your leaves. Don't double your heals do a lot. So unless somebody's like really low and taking damage, don't double pack where a single pack would suffice. So double leaf where one leaf would do the job.
Will double leaf actually do something?
It so I don't even think it. So double leaf, if you use them both at the same time, notice how it gives them a burst of healing at the start. So we'll give them that burst, but the heal over time,
Stays the same.
will basically stay the same if you use them both at the same time. So I would only use it if a double pack if somebody's like in danger
About
of
to
dying.
die, yeah.
Or really low health, or a tank, right? Those are some times where it can be good.
Is there any tech where like you heal them and if you rage and it does extra boost damage or extra boost heals? No, right?
It doesn't heal your F or sorry, not it's. I keep thinking.
Yeah.
That. So
No,
yeah,
you're good. I know what you
raging,
mean.
It's just a slight damage boost. It's actually
That's why. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's what I
actually
thought.
not much more of a damage boost because if you look at the difference, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's just like a little bit more damage, but it's still good for like it's still gonna be good. It's
Team
still
fights.
yeah in team fights.
Yeah, because I never really tested it myself, but since we were talking over Mantis, there was someone I was in an LFG and they were talking about like if you heal everyone, then you do the enrage thing, it heals more. And I didn't. I've tested it out. It doesn't seem like it did much, but now I felt like I should probably ask. But I
Yeah,
didn't really
not
think it did. Yeah, it looks
not
like it's
really
about the
seen.
same. Yeah. Actually, it looks exactly the same.
Our enemies are here. Help is here.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say that on the ability, and I haven't
That's
heard
what I
of that.
thought. Like
Yeah,
I've read it. I didn't see it more than a couple times when I
yeah,
was in LFGs. I was like, I don't think this is right.
yeah. The other thing on Mantis is just to I think a big thing is using her
Damage
damage
boost.
boost. Yeah, like make sure
Yeah.
you're getting out on as many teammates as you can because it's just really valuable to have on your on a bunch of your teammates, especially the duelists. It's gonna be really valuable to get it on them as long as people are low. Obviously, heal if healing is needed, but when healing's not needed, you just want to be getting it out, and you don't want to be sitting at like 4 leaves. You don't want to you want to be using them. And you
Yeah.
want to be
No.
careful not to use all of them at once. It's just a lot of Mantis is your leaf management, right? Don't hold on to them and never use them. Don't use all of them all at once so that you have them in case of emergency. So like save 1 or 2 just in case. If you're in a fight, so you can heal, and then you want to be getting those headshots in so you can rotate your damage boosts. And remember, you can see it on the bottom right hand side, so you can see when they're about to end. And you can refresh them. Okay. I don't think there's any other like techie things on Mantis. Luna, yeah, I don't know if there's much. Yeah, I don't think I have much techie stuff for Luna.
Yeah, I don't use her as much because if most of the time someone else is playing her, or I feel more comfortable with Mantis or Rocket because I feel like with Luna, like I don't know. She has a great ult, but it's just I feel like I don't like heal as much when I play Luna.
Yeah, she's definitely harder to heal. I would with your E, what it kind of depends. Like obviously, put it on the person that needs the most healing at the moment. But because it gives a percentage of the healing that you do. What I can like to do is depending on the fight. Is if you put it on the tank, then you're just gonna get a ton of healing in on them consistently, and you can kind of just look around at all the squishies and heal them up in their individual fights, and it gives you a bit more of awareness of the fight. Or in some scenarios, you can put it on the duelist and just heal the tank up, especially if the tank is needing a lot of attention. So it kind of depends. But
yeah, usually throw it if we have a dive character. I'll throw on the dive and then focus on everyone else.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Yeah. Do you want to hop into a game?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yep. Feel free to send over a code whenever you're ready.
Wish I could just do this on Discord instead of having to type it out and everything. Have you been playing Rivals recently?
Yeah,
Or a lot?
I've been playing a decent bit. Been climbing up, like not all the time. Like I'm not playing all the time, and a lot of times I'm queuing, or pretty much all the time I'm queuing with a friend or two.
That's the thing. Recently, everyone's been busy, and it's just like
Yeah.
I've been solo queuing, and like I said, I have an alt account, so I've been playing on the alt account. The alt account's damn near at my main now, and it's just like I win more when I solo queue and I don't care, and then on my main account when I care. I just don't know if it's just like I'm more lax or what it is, but
that might be definitely part of it.
I don't know if like the elo's different on my main than my alts, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because it feels like on my alt, like it's just so much easier, and that one's in Plat 1 already on accident. Because
Yeah.
I want to play with friends because they don't play as often, so like I try and keep that one like in gold and stuff, and then
Yeah.
now it just keeps climbing.
Yeah. I gotcha. Oh, nice. You got a cool looking skin there. All right. Oh yeah, I'll just be a minute or so while I'm looking to talk about something.
Okay. About to say this game, I felt like we shouldn't have lost. Like it was a surprise when we lost this one because that talking Angela was like going off.
Mhm.
I think it was just miscommunication between just tanks because I was a solo tank first half, and then second half the guy said he wanted to tank, and then I went to Namor, and then he switched off because he was not doing well, and then yeah, it just kind of all fell apart.
Gotcha. Can I not see? I can't see your charge? That's annoying. Why? I can't see your
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's an annoying
my
thing
the
about the
RB
replay.
or whatever, the little explosion.
Yeah, I can't see what your charge is on it. Um, I thought I was just spectating someone the other day who I could see that with. Huh. Sound like an Xbox thing? That's interesting, because I thought I was just watching a replay of another Doctor Strange the other day and I could see it on them. Let me try reloading it. See if that changes anything.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Oh, there it is. So, okay, there was a bug. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, well, now I know. I was
I was
like,
about to say, I swore I've seen it before. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, also since our last session, somebody else taught me that in free roam I can look around. It's just a really weird I have to hold down the mouse button, mouse scroll wheel button.
Oh.
It's a weird, but so I have to figure out how to rebind that to a different button that's easier to click. But I don't have to do that. Maybe at the end of the session I'll do that. But
All right.
but that helps because now I know I can look around. Oh, also what happens? I thought there was a faster way to move, but I guess okay, whatever. It's fine. Let's go back. But that'll be helpful to actually go. All right. So here we seem to be missing a lot of your shots. That's something I'm noticing.
Yeah, I need to focus on more on my
Yeah.
shots. I just kind of hit RT for the most part
Yeah.
and just walk and try and hit what I can.
Yeah, so maybe be more intentional, land your shots, because we just kind of seem to be spamming it a lot of time, and like a lot of them just don't connect.
Yeah, because in my head, when I play tank, I just think about trying to take space or try and go for the squishies instead of hitting shots and just kind of create pressure on them.
Yeah, which are good things to do, but you also want to hit shots because that creates a lot
Yeah.
of pressure when you hit shots. Okay, be careful about using your purge when it's at like 20 charge, because unless they're like 1 HP, it's usually not gonna do a whole lot, right? So like here we use it when it's at like 28, and you know or 30, 31, and that's gonna do like what, like 20
Nothing.
damage or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
like it doesn't do a whole lot. So just let it charge up higher, and then you can use it. You also back up from him. I think you're gonna find a lot of value by focusing on some of those techs, because I think those techs are really helpful on Strange.
Yeah, I never would whip before.
Good job. Like there, you at 60 and you were able to just finish her off easy. That's good. But yeah, it looks like you know you can break those. That's good. I didn't know you could break those for the longest time.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
After you get, it gets annoying once you don't, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought I just had to ignore them because I didn't. I thought they were unbreakable.
I mean, it would make sense because he's invincible in that shit.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, like look how like just keep shooting him normal, like whip, shoot, whip, and then use the purge once you get it to higher charge.
Yeah, that whip. Once I seen that you doing that, probably would be a lot better. Get more damage output.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever really whip. I'm pretty sure during this whole entire gameplay, I barely whip.
Yep. Yeah, good job disengaging. It's a good idea. Yep, using card as cover. Good job. Okay, so it'd be really good if you would fly right up into his face there. Right, like use your fly.
I think I do
Oh, you
shortly
do?
here.
Okay. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
just a little
yeah.
bit delayed. If you did that like a second sooner, then you save your Moon Knight there. Yep, and then maybe, especially if he's like in the middle of a reload or something like that, he's 1 HP. Take those shots at him. Maybe you can do the maybe do like the shoot shield thing,
Mhm.
right? And you could get him shredded down much easier. Good job. Just a hair delayed, but other than that, it went really well. Oh, okay. So unfortunately, it gets slept. Other than that, good Eye of Agamotto. You end up getting a couple other teammates there. You get 2 of them. You only have 2 teammates to follow up with you, so we'll have to see if we get value out of it. And if
I
you,
don't think I do here.
yeah, if we don't get value out of it, we'll talk about why in a second. All right, let's see. Oh, wrong character. There we go. So let's look at the Eye of Agamotto. So, firstly, we missed the penny. That would have been good if we get. Oh no, we did get the penny. It didn't look like it, but I think we did. Yeah,
Oh
we
yeah,
did.
we
Okay,
did. Top
cool.
right, top left-hand corner shows a little
Yeah.
dizzy.
Yep. That's what I was looking at too. All right, so we get them. You get slept. You use your. Oh, we step in Penny's mines. That's what
Yep.
gets you so low there. So watch for that. You gotta be really careful about her mines because that shreds you and gets you from like it knocks like 600 health off you or 550. So that really changes everything. You also use your E when it's at like 20% or 12%
Yeah, 20.
there.
Oh yeah, not even.
So and then we have to back off because of the penny. So, really a big thing there is that we just step into the penny into her trap. That's the main thing there. Also, like maybe before you go into your ultimate, you could charge up your dark magic release, Maelstrom of Madness. Charge that up a little bit more so you have that ready to follow up quickly with it. And then at this point, I think it's a good idea just to back up and because they're putting a lot of pressure on you guys. Yeah. Use your shield. You're being shot at and taking a lot of damage, and you're really low. So use your shield more frequently. Cover's really great. Use cover, but here you don't have a lot of cover. You probably want to be playing off of cover, maybe if possible, but you're just in a situation, part of the fight where you don't have cover next to you. So use your shield, like we said before. Shield hop backwards.
Shield
Shield
top.
in between.
It's something I need to do.
Yeah. Look. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I think we just used it way too late there. And you also were a little pushed into your team. Like, look at where you were right here in comparison to where the rest of your team was. Like, the rest of your team was in the middle of like
Getting
backing
jumped.
off. Yeah. So you're like pushed up and you're like fighting against 3 people when the rest of your teammates are backing up. Right. So
Yeah, I remember that Spider-Man and Venom were just constantly hopping the back line in this game.
Yep.
So would it be the same speed if I shield hop back, or do I have to do like the
No.
spam shield jump, spam shield jump?
Well, the shield jump is shield hopping. That's what that is.
So
That's the term
so
for
what
it.
I'm saying is, can I So can I hold my left or my shield while jumping back, or do I have to
No, you have
bring
to,
it
you
up,
have to
put
let
it
it
down,
go.
bring it up,
You
bring it?
have
Okay.
to bring it up, put it
Okay.
down. Because if you can try in the practice range, but if you hold it, it puts that it keeps that
Speed.
speed, because it gives you a speed reduction, and when you
Mhm.
release it, it lets go of the speed reduction and it
Okay.
carries through with the jump. So you keep the jump's momentum. So that's why you get a little bit of extra speed out of it.
Gotcha.
So maybe even here when we're trying to approach, make sure you're using cover. Be careful even about these tiny little ones right there, like you see right in front of you, because she can hide her mines in those, right? So you gotta be careful about even stepping into those.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So her mines that she that she can manually
Yeah.
toss. As long as they're in a web, they're invisible, so you can't see them.
Oh, no shit. Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought those webs were just so she can maneuver around the map. I didn't know that.
They also heal her if she's standing in them. So that's
Really?
yeah. So that's why it's really
Oh.
if she has her thing up, it'd be really valuable to get rid of it if at all possible. So at some point here, if like I think where she has it isn't the best, but if she's like playing off of that corner, like you could just ignore it because it's not like over the fight. I definitely don't
Mhm.
go and stand in it, but if you notice that your team's struggling because of her where she has that, I try to destroy it because it's really valuable for her. And
Yeah, I know that mine thing is stupidly strong for her when it's up.
yeah. Here, look to push into some of the squishies because your E is just gonna be a lot less effective against the tanks. Like, look how much health that takes from her. It's barely anything, right?
Mhm.
Okay. We probably want to play a little bit more passive because we're not gonna be able to do a whole lot while they're. Yeah, I think you're doing a good job. I wouldn't even. I mean, yeah, you can use the burst. It's not gonna do a whole. I might have even wanted to save it till she steps out of her ultimate here. Notice how.
The only thing with the burst is if you hold it, it makes it so you can't be
Yeah.
healed.
Yeah. So for sure, maybe. But if you had saved it for like a second, but that's only if it.
Oh yeah, I guess
If
because
you.
cloak's all the way out there.
Yeah, because if you just saved it for a second there, she's outside of her ultimate, which would mean the cloak. You could kill the cloak pretty easy here.
Okay.
If you had held on to it and just watch, because you weren't doing any damage when the cloak was sitting in the ultimate.
Okay.
Oh, you probably could have used E. Look at their health bar. You probably could have used your. I mean, definitely if you whipped here, but look at their health. You
Oh
probably could
yep.
have. If you're watching
Killed
her
her.
health, you definitely could have just used your E to get her. Oh, you don't have it because you just used it.
I
That's
think
fine.
I might have been spamming it.
It was on cooldown. Yep, that's fine. So notice how you use it on the tank again. Though she is kind of isolated there, so you get her. Good job. So that's low. You know, it's good to shoot at tanks if they're low, or if tanks are low or out of position, then go for it. You shoot at tanks, or if they're the only thing you can shoot at, then sure, go for it. Okay, probably take out the dagger who's right here. The dagger's been there for a little bit. Like the dagger is. Oh, darn it. Let me go back to your perspective. The dagger's like right here on top of point. So audio awareness. She's just kind of sitting here, and it could be focusing her down with your team. She's like right behind you, and you're not noticing. So that's a bit of audio awareness to notice that she's there.
I will say it took me a while to mute our two supports where they were having like a whole ass. I remember this game now. They were having like a whole ass online date, and I couldn't even hear myself think. So that's not a good excuse, but it was also like I remember I didn't mute them till the second half.
Yeah. I gotcha. Okay. Once again. Oh, sorry. And notice how we're not shielding. We're not even touching shield until you're critical HP.
Yep.
You know, it's good to shield when you're critical, but if you shield it a little bit quicker, you might not get down to 100 HP. You're also kind of like right smack dab in the middle of the fight. It might be better to, especially if they're using a ton of ultimates, maybe to try to. I mean, your whole team's up there too. This is a hard situation to know where to stand. You have a bunch of teammates over here, so you could maybe try to come stand with your teammates and like be over on the side and pay attention to where your teammates are. We also have teammates. No, yeah, you're kind of by yourself over there. You could, so that you're not in the middle of Penny's ultimate, you could fly up and take a high ground. Right, that's an option. Make sure you're utilizing your fly, and that would probably mean that you'll be taking less damage, give you a better vantage point over the fight and stuff like that, right? Because we're sitting, they're using a bunch of, I guess they're using Penny's ults. They just use, what else did they use there? They just use Mantis ult, but she's dead. So maybe something to be wary of because we're kind of by yourself. We used it a little bit late. Good job using it though. Yeah, good job getting in the tree. And you're just trying to get healed up through it. Yeah, okay, you're dead. So.
Yeah, I was trying to play back to the healers because I think they were both dead.
No, you had your,
oh, no.
your rocket
yeah.
with you. So maybe playing up on the high ground would have been better to begin with. Okay, you have your ult. Yeah, let's see how it goes here. Looks like you're looking for it. Okay, so we get, let's see how it goes. You get kills. Notice how you use your E immediately when you're at like 17 here. Use it when you're at 17, so look to charge it up a hair more. Use it as a lot of the time it's really good as a finisher because it's burst damage, right? It's all at once.
Like a shotgun, yeah.
Yeah, and burst damage is really good because the quicker you finish something and you kill them, the less time they have to get healed, to use an ability to get away, right? So you secure the kill. So you get 2 kills out of that. Or actually 3 kills out of that. So that was a pretty good ultimate. Good job syncing it up with your team. I think you could be following up with it better if you are if you do shot, whip, and then you use it after you're, charged up a little bit higher on it. And then maybe even try to charge it up a little bit before you're ulting, right, if possible. So like when you're walking in there, I think you were, I guess you're trying to be a little bit more hidden, so I guess shooting's a good idea as well. So yeah, that's fine. Oh, you do whipper there.
Yeah, once I like know like I gotta hurry and kill someone, I start spamming basically both. Oh, this is where I wasted my LT or my jump or whatever. And I was trying to block it, but
yeah, well, you used it
I don't think he gets any value.
It's fine. You used it to get in with your ultimate. Oh, just a hair delayed here. So firstly, be careful because you're up ahead of the cart, and I think you're like maybe trying to get them to not touch, but you gotta be careful because you're a little far ahead of your team. Not using cover, being behind the cart would probably be better for you here. You get it down really low. If you would like, if you use whip and your Maelstrom here, you could have killed her, but it's a little bit delayed.
Yeah, that whip. That's why I said I need to start incorporating that because a couple times where I could have gotten a kill just by whipping.
Yep. Okay, you notice how you're just kind of focusing on the tanks here. Charge it up and then move past, instead of using it on the Penny, who's sitting, the Penny's sitting in the middle of her ultimate, is gonna get healed. Maybe push past her a hair and use it on like the Star-Lord who's right there, or the Mantis who's about to push in, because I think the Penny might just tank through it. Oh, she's in your ultimate. Sorry, wait, was that your? I'm maybe getting confused by the colors here.
I think it eventually became mine. If I remember, they both ulted.
Okay, so you use yours. Where does their cloak ult? Their cloak. Where's their cloak?
Oh, their cloak backline right there.
Am I getting lost here? Your cloak is using.
So Kazi is their cloak.
Their cloak. Okay, their cloak is going there. Okay. Their cloak just puts it in the wrong spot. It just puts it all on top of it.
Yeah, seeing that now. The hell?
Yeah. So your their cloak just puts it in the wrong spot, and their penny doesn't play in it. Is playing in it in yours. So yeah, all right, good job getting the kill on her.
I remember this whole fight was a clusterfuck. I didn't know what I was doing, just because everything was happening.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep. Push after, clean up those kills. Yep, good job.
Stop them.
Shoot shield, shoot shield. Oh, yep, watch your health. There you go.
Yeah, I definitely need to do something in the middle of my shooting, whether it be whipping or shielding.
Yep. Notice once again how you use it just on the tank, right? Push a little bit further, and use it on their squishies.
We will guide Spider Zero to the Weaver.
If we pushed the wrong direction here. Like if we pushed to that right side, we could have killed. Like we kind of back. If you got up right up on top of her, then you could have used Maelstrom on her. But we back up away from her, and then now you can't follow up.
She
with your
runs
damage.
away.
Yeah. So if you had just pushed to the right instead of the left there, you could have killed her. Shield, shield, shield. Good shots. Good job. You got your ult coming up.
Good medicine. By the eye of Agamotto.
Okay. We use it from a little too far back, and also watch because you're stepping into the penny mines again. So, I don't think we're gonna get enough people because I don't think you can stun. I don't think you can stun cloak in our ults.
No.
Firstly, secondly, we just do it from too far away, so we don't even get these two. And I think your team's preoccupied, so I don't even know if you're gonna be able to get kills out of that.
I think this was one of my crap ults.
Yeah. You're also down. I guess you have a bunch of teammates here. Yeah, I think it would have just been better to hold on to it longer because you only get one person. You go and step into Penny, so it's kind of dangerous. You get a kill out of it, but you have to. But that's just because the Moon Knight followed up. So you get value, but that's but very easily could have turned wrong there. So, I mean, better than if you didn't use it at all.
Yeah, I remember I was talking to Moon Knight was in the chat, so I told him let's try. That's kind of like why I preemptively
Yeah.
popped before I should have.
Yep. Trying the combo with him. Yep, I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
We will guide Spider Zero to the Weaver.
He still gets a bunch of value out of it.
Yeah.
I think one because your teammates are just all over the place, so it's kind of hard to shield them.
I am strengthened for battle.
You also release your fly, I think, too. So that probably didn't help because you released your fly.
I am strengthened for battle.
Okay, fight's kind of lost at that point. I guess you guys stall it for a while.
Yeah, this is just me just trying to stay alive.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be lost. All right.
My dad built spider for me. Get ready.
Okay. All right, you are a little too close at the moment. This is kind of like tank positioning now that we want to talk about.
Okay.
Where are you familiar with the term choke point or no man's land?
Little bit.
A little bit. So a choke point is any space that acts as a funnel, right? So any space that acts as a funnel. So right here, this is like a choke point where they kind of are forced to go through this tiny little area, and they're not good for you. They're bad because choke points are easy to just like focus all your damage down. So if you're standing in the middle
In
of
one
this,
spot.
you're taking a lot of damage, right? So this right here is a choke point. And then a no man's land is very similar. I guess we'll go over that in a minute. But how to play choke points. So if you're standing right here, which is really far forwards, well, here's the question: to win the fight, do they have to push through the choke point?
No, not for this position.
No, because you're standing here, they can just shoot you and kill you, and they can win the fight, and then push through the choke afterwards. If you and then the problem is that if you try to back up because you get low, well, now you have to run back through all this space and run through the choke point yourself, which just puts you in the disadvantage and not them. Same thing if you're holding if you're holding in the front of a choke point, that's bad. If you're holding in the middle of a choke point, that's bad. You want to hold at the back end of a choke point. So even if it's like right here, this is much better than being all the way up there, because it's gonna be because now they have to push through this choke point to get to you, which puts them in the bad positioning, not you in the bad positioning. Then there's also no man's lands. No man's land is any long stretch of open space with not a whole lot of cover. So this right here is maybe another little like chokey area. Maybe this area right here is kind of more like a no man's land. So this whole wide open point, like if you're standing
Yeah,
in
it's
the
hard to
middle of,
find cover.
yeah, if you're in the middle of that, then the nearest cover is so far away. So once again with no man's lands, if you are now this one's not a great example of it. Let's see if there's other no man's lands on this point. Like maybe you could say, darn it, why am I not moving faster? I thought there was a button to move faster. No, I guess there's not a button to move faster anymore. I thought there was earlier. So maybe like right over here, like this right here. This is a no man's land because it's really wide open. There's not a whole lot of cover if you're standing on this stairway, but it's also wide out in the open and whatnot. So if you are holding this, it would be better if you're positioning down here on this corner. Well, and they are trying to push in. Well, they can kind of just fight you here, and they don't have to push through the bad positioning. And then if you try to back up, well, now you're pushing through the bad positioning. Whereas if you hold from the high ground up here, well, now you kind of have a high ground advantage, and they have to push through the no man's land to get to you, right? Maybe same thing like here, right? Like with this one. If they hold up on the top of it, it's gonna be much better for them because then you have to push through the wide open area to them. So you don't want to hold. You want to hold at the back end of no man's lands and choke points, not on the front end or in the middle of them. And then if you are pushing through them, you want to either take another angle, which you could come over to the side or something like that. So either take another angle or a high ground or something, or just get through it as quick as possible while using as much cover as possible. You don't want to just stand in them. All that makes sense? Any questions on any of it?
Yes. No.
All right, cool. So here, I don't think it's the most optimal position for you to be in. Right, because you just take so much damage. And then you have to back up, and you're standing in the middle of the choke point.
Letting the dark child out, I see.
And notice how you're focusing on the tank. And then we talked about target priority before on Namor, right? So
Yes.
same thing applies to your tank. Now it might be a little bit harder to shoot the squishies sometimes, but same thing applies while you're playing tank, right? Don't just look at the tank the entire game, right? Like if you have like back here, if you have a Star-Lord and a Spider-Man right next to the Venom, then look at those guys. They're just gonna get shredded a lot easier.
Okay.
All right. We're okay. So we got 5 minutes left. Let's do a quick wrap up review and main points and whatnot. So, a lot of that one was Doctor Strange gameplay. with Doctor Strange, obviously, I think a lot of those texts can be really helpful for you to learn, but there's also a few other things mixed in there as well. Ability usage, right? Mouse. Make sure that you're not using Mouse Storm when it's like 30%. Don't just use it on the tank. Use it when they're when you're bursting down their health when they're lower health. And remember, you can do this combo on the squishies where you can just get them really low and then finish them off with it. So just look to utilize it a little bit better. Fly, I think, was pretty decent. Just maybe some situations like make sure you're not accidentally canceling it and yada yada. Shield, a lot of things we talked about with shield. Use it maybe a little tiny bit more. Make sure to use it. Shield hop to go in, shield hop to back out if you're backing out or going in quickly. Use it in between your shots and stuff like that. So a lot of techie things. And ultimately, like that. Abilities along with like we'll even add in just the whip tech to that category as well. All of that's like the higher end of the medium or lower end of medium high priority for you to work on. That's probably all the big stuff. Beyond that, ultimate usage from what I saw wasn't too bad. Just want to make sure you're not you want to make sure you have follow up. So maybe charge up your Maelstrom before you push in. Make sure you're not using it too early. Make sure you have team follow up and you're not stepping into Penny's mines, right? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Overall, though, that was like a I think it'll get better if you're working on some of those other techs as well. Overall, it's like a lower end of a medium. And then positioning, that was a decent bit of stuff. Positioning, make sure you're using cover. Make sure you're taking high grounds. Make sure you're not like out in the open. Make sure that you are not standing in the front or in the middle of choke points and no man's lands and stuff like that, but holding in the back end of them. Overall positioning, probably like a medium, maybe a higher end of a medium, but somewhere in that ballpark. And then mechanics, target priority. Make sure that you're not that you are not just focusing. Not just focusing the tanks the entire game. Not to say you never shoot at tanks, but just be careful about when and how you're shooting at them. And then also make sure that you are landing all your shots. I think you got better as you were going, but especially towards the beginning, you're missing a lot of them.
Yeah.
That though was like even probably lower than positioning. And then so like a low to medium, and then finally awareness. A few things, not crazy though. Wasn't crazy high. Like few things that you could be aware of and pay attention to. So watch where their team is, where your team is, and yada yada. Overall, that was like a low to medium. So to put that all in order, number one was abilities and techs and stuff, and then next comes positioning, and then mechanics, and then ult usage and awareness last. Any final questions about anything?
No, just gotta use the shoot and then something in between more often.
Yeah.
Because I thought about it as only like to quickly melt someone, which is true, but need to be doing it more often.
Yeah. Just be careful with the shield spam when you're using your shield more. You gotta be careful you're not wasting it. So you don't take it in the opposite direction and just constantly spam shield all the time. Like if you're doing like shield hopping and you're doing shot shield, remember that's canceling the recharge on it too every time you do that. So you're not recharging it. So if you need to recharge it,
I got you.
Right, so maybe if it's low on health, sit behind the corner and let it recharge. Don't try to push with it or things like that, right? So just be careful not to take it in the wrong direction and waste it all the time. That makes sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I think that's about it. I'll get you recording in a minute.